Hey everyone, good morning good afternoon and good evening from wherever you're joining. It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today's session on Dynamics 365 integration, that is approaches, patterns, and key takeaways organized by Global Tech Connect. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Milan Parikh, a lead enterprise data architect based in Richmond, Texas. Milan is an accomplished technology leader with deep expertise in AI, Azure integration, the Power Platform, Microsoft Fabric, and Dynamics 365 CRM architecture. He is a senior member of IEEE, fellow of IETE, and distinguished fellow of SCRS, and an active speaker and thought leader in the Microsoft ecosystem. I truly excited to have him with us today to share his insights and real world experience in building connected enterprise solution with Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform. Hi, Milan. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining today. Please, the dice is yours.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Dr. Gomathi. Yeah, I'll present my slides and we'll
Yes,
go from
sure.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as thank you for warm welcome and introduction. Yeah, my name is Milan Parikh. I'm working at Citel as a lead enterprise data architect. My main focus, I've been working in the Microsoft product from like last 15 years. I started my career as a SharePoint developer. Then I moved towards like Dynamics 365, then Power Platform, Azure integrations, and now I'm also working in Fabric. So you name it, I worked on all the platform. Today I'll go through some of the integration strategies, best practices regarding Dynamics 365 and Power Platform in Azure. We'll go through some of the best practices, key takeaways, and also some deep dive strategies and some recommendation from Microsoft as well. Uh, Going forward to the next slide. So this is the agenda I'll cover today. What will be the why we need the integrations, the common integration scenarios, uh, the architecture layer between this integration pattern, mainly from the other system to Dynamics or from Dynamics to other system. What kind of things are there? Then some of the core approaches, then Power Platform integration or Azure integration. What kind of things that we will go through it? Uh, what kind of things we need? What kind of things that we need to stay away? Try to get or learn about the security and governance, and at the end we'll summarize and we'll open the floor for the question if there is any question. So let's start with the first one. Why integration matters? What is the integration? Let's say integration is nothing but two systems will talk between each other in terms of data or any other scattered metadata information, give and take strategies. In modern scenario, a lot of company has a lot of system. For example, they have a Microsoft Dynamics 365. They are also using Salesforce. They are also using on-premise application. They are also using SAP data. They are also using a lot of other uh, like supply chain management product, whatever they are using. So in terms of like integration is the point where we will get together all the system and take everything into the Microsoft uh, ecosystem for streamlining the data and uh, processing the data. So that is all about the integration. Uh, Mainly it's connected application, but a lot of disconnected data. Uh, what are the common, and also the objective will focus uh, on the selecting the right integration approaches, understanding the technical capabilities, learning patterns, and some of the pitfalls. Okay. Uh, Yeah, so what are the common integration scenarios? Here in the slide, we'll discuss that. The common integration scenarios are cross-module integration. So which means like we have a finance operation system, supply chain system, sales system, and customer service. We can also have other on-premise system, SAP system. So connecting this with the Dynamics 365, that is called the cross-module integration. We can also do the cloud to cloud, which is like Azure services, Power Platform components, and Dataverse working together to create like comprehensive business solution with the real time, creating a Power App or showcasing the dashboards with the reporting services. So those are the things we can include in the cloud to cloud. uh, let's say hybrid system. So hybrid will be like both in on-premise as well as on cloud. Some of the on-premise ERP, old system, legacy applications, some third-party SaaS platform which are hosting in the different system, which also lies on the on-premise as well as on the cloud. So connecting all those with the Dynamics 365, that will be our hybrid integration scenario. And each scenario requires a different strategy based on the availability of the data, based on the availability of the connectivity, based on the uh, licensing, based on the user requirement. A lot of things will come into the picture while creating this integration architecture. So this is the integration architecture layer where we can talk about the mainly it will be like from the front end side the user and architecture, which is the user end side application layer, then in the middle it will be the data layer, and on the back end we can also focus on the messaging and automation as well. uh, but in the application layer it talks about the workflows, the REST API integration, the webhooks, plugins, and everything. It will come onto that. The data layers, it will be the pipelines, the ETL performance, what we do, transformation, and also some of the lakehouse architecture and data science work will come into the data layer, and messaging and automation, where the logic apps orchestrating the complex process, then Power Automate, also this workflows, service bus, event stream, whatever it is within the platform, we can cover that. I'll also provide at the end, there is a really nice descriptive document by Microsoft. We'll share that as well. Going to the next, where so here I want to discuss like, so this is where the architecture component will come in the picture. I'll share the picture in detail one more time. Uh, just in a second. Yeah, so this is the main integration component where we can talk about outbound data, inbound data, asynchronous and synchronous within like real time. What kind of uh, integration patterns will be there? I'll cover that as well. And also we talk about dual write. So those kind of things. There is an strategy called an inbound and outbound, where inbound is basically sending data into the Dynamics 365, where in the outbound will it will go opposite. So that is the patterns, uh, integration pattern between that, where connecting, yeah. So there are some core integration approach that we can take natively and also virtually. Microsoft has some inbuilt approach that we can take for integrating we can use a dual write service, which goes bidirectional. Um, means it can write and read both. There is a second strategy, that is a virtual table. Virtual table, it's also one of the good strategy to go forward, where we can connect to the other system. For example, we can take data from finance and services D365 to the sales D365 with the help of virtual table, and then we can get data within real time without having any other architecture. So these are like really good uh, like a really good platform that Microsoft provide, which doesn't need any kind of custom coding or custom middleware. Another one is the data movement, where we do the ETL transformation. For that, there are a lot of strategy in the past. We were able to use the SSMS and SSRS technology, but now things are moving forward to the Fabric, where everything lies under the Fabric ecosystem. Data factory is there. We can also do a data pipeline. We can also process a lot of data, and we can also perform the notebook operation within the Fabric as well. So that will be considered within the this data movement. Then there will be a middleware based integration, where we can deploy the enterprise integration with the help of Logic App as well as Azure Functions. The difference between that Azure Functions, it's more towards like coding approach, where the Logic App is based on like a UI based workflow, kind of Power Automate, but it has more connectors and more capability comparatively from Power Automate, where in the Azure function you can write a code and you can do a lot of uh, customization. So that is these Azure based integration tools. Then there will be a Power Automate, where it is for the citizen developer scenario, where if you want to have a connector ready, then you can get the data from any other system, for example Salesforce, for example SAP, any other SQL server based tool. uh, Service bus is there for getting the messaging, uh, uh, getting the messages out and into the system. Yeah, so those are the middleware based integrations. Some custom APIs we can write and also plug in. So these are really on the coding side. Wherever, for example, if we are working in the events based customization or integration, where the events are not available uh, out of the box, we can create custom events and write plugins. We can also create a custom API and make the integration based on that. There has been also Azure API management services provided from the Azure, that also we can leverage. So those are like few like integration approaches on the high level side we can use for integrating the application. uh, I was talking about the inbound and outbound integration. So inbound is also like bringing data into the dataverse, where the service defines all the operations supported by the platform as the messages and accessible via .NET code through an SDK. The web API is also there, where it is using the RESTful services for exposing certain operations and certain methods. So basically in the inbound, if we talk about the inbound approach, there has been Dataverse API, and there has been Dataverse connectors, which we can use in Power Automate, Logic App, and Data Factory. There has been UI integration we can do with the help of virtual table and reports. And talking about the outbound integrations, which are like exporting a data from Dataverse. For that, we can use plugins, webhooks, and Azure Synapse Link for that Dataverse. That we can process uh, based on the HTTP patterns, post and yeah, post or put and whatever we want to do it, all the CRUD operation, and then there is a event driven and schedule operation integration we can do with the help of Logic App and Power Automate as well. Going forward, uh, yeah, I'm talking more about into the main strategy right now. For example, this is the dual write and virtual table. What are the key benefit and how it is working? So dual write enables the bidirectional real-time integration and synchronization between finance operation apps and Dataverse. And this is like mainly the native integration maintains the transactional consistency across the system. Uh, yeah, and virtual table also provide an alternative approach. And with the virtual table, the data will rely on the main system and there is no replication. So it won't store your data in both the places. And it's really good for, wherever we need to just do some basic operations and not much heavy event-based system wherever we want to perform those kind of integration. The virtual table is really good approach we can do. The key benefit is like, yeah, the latency is really good. Automatic transaction consistency and rollback is also good. That it also supports a uh, solution aware development. So that means you can do a lot of I mean, the CI/CD is really good with this approach, and also it's a native Power Platform integration. So there is no like going beyond the boundary and do a lot of heavy custom development and coding. Yeah, one thing to consider is the schema and also what kind of data that we need. So those kind of things we need to be careful before writing or before starting this integration. Because couple of time, if we made a mistake, we need to reverting back. It will be a difficult because in the, for example, in the virtual table, we cannot edit things. It has to be from the scratch. So we need to go back and start from the zero again. Uh, yeah. So reference data management, cross application workflow requires. Those are the like ideal use cases which I can think of, and I have laid down here. Yeah, going forward with the next one. So yeah, when I was talking about the middle layer, where Dataverse and Synapse link, which is like a transition to Azure and also a data lake, where yeah, where it is helping to get the data for ready for the reporting as well as for the next stage use, which means we can perform all kind of ETL like extract, transform, and load operation, and also we can make it ready for the other system as well. This is really good approach for all kind of heavy reporting, all kind of all kind of native system reporting, and uh, also if we want to use that data out of the system, that also really good service that we can utilize. So yeah, from Dynamics 365 to cloud uh, data warehouse, here I'm just explaining a little bit of architecture about it, where the operational data source with the relational table and business logic and the Synapse analytics helpful for the scalable data warehouse with the SQL pool and transformation pipeline. The Power BI and Fabric, it will helpful for the visualization and also a reporting layer. So how it talks about, like, we can start from the dataverse, use the Synapse link to put the data into the data lake, where it will be in the Parquet format, and like into the SQL as well as in the Parquet, we can make it happen. Then for Appendo, we can export to the data lake and put it there in the CSV and JSON format. Then also on top of that, we can do the Synapse, like we can do the incremental pipeline with the help of Synapse, and also then we can represent based on our output to the Power BI. So this pattern supports the like enterprise grade analytics by separating operational and analytic workload. Synapse provides the computer power, and yeah, this Synapse provides the computer power which it needs to run the complex queries and also analytic portion. So sometimes when we do a lot of ETL transformation, it is getting really slow, and that's where we have the advantage of Synapse. This architecture handle relational as well as semi-structured data like JSON that we saw here, and which enables very comprehensive and really good integration between the system. Moving towards the next layer approach, which is this 65 and a lakehouse architecture. The lakehouse approach represents a modern and unified platform which combines the flexibility of the data lake with structure and governance of the warehouse. This architecture also enables the machine learning techniques as well as the AI scenarios. Yeah. This also uses like virtual data warehouses. We can use it lake houses, cloud data warehouses, ingesting a data from lake to cloud. Also transform data using TransSQL in the warehouse. I mean in SQL. Also, we can use the notebook if we want to use in the lake house. We can do a lot of Spark, like a lot of Spark notebook transition, and also it supports really well all kind of native Python and everything within the lakehouse notebooks and both. Yeah, and then we also, yeah, as I say, like it comes from so data can come from Dataverse as well as F&O. If we have the third-party system, we can bring with the help of the Azure integration, like Logic App or uh, Logic App or the serverless approach, and then we can get the data into data lake and then process it with the Synapse, and then we can use some sort of ETL pipeline or transformation with the notebook, or we can use SQL, and then we can show it to the user in the form of the reporting. So this is the advanced technique right now, because Lakehouse come in the picture when Microsoft roll out Fabric, and right now everything, a lot of people have started adopting the Lakehouse since it has been used broadly, and it supports a lot of writing. So it is very useful for the data engineer, data scientist. It supports Python, it supports SQL, it supports almost all the languages that are be useful in terms of like transformation of the data. And that's where it is getting very popular. It has a lot of capability within the Copilot as well. Yeah, so that is where the D365 and Lakehouse architecture comes. Second, going forward to the next approach, where I'll talk about the Azure integration services that we can use for the integration. And this integration with this services, we can use any sort of outside system as well in order to bring the data. We can use logic apps, which is like visual workflow designer in Azure, that has a lot of connector, more than what we have in Power Automate. We can also, if the connector is not available, as we can create custom connector in Power Automate, same way we can create custom connector here as well. Some of the error handling is really better here. We can start and stop flow from the middle. This is one of the best feature comparatively, uh, what we don't have in Power Automate right now. The Azure Functions, it's similar to Logic App, but it is more code driven comparatively from UI driven. So Logic App is more UI driven, where the Azure Function is more code driven, where it is like serverless compute from custom transformation logic and a lightweight integration task. So for example, you can write some code, and you can trigger based on your events. You can do the HTTP trigger, or you can do the time-based trigger. So that thing also you can do in Azure Function, write a logic, and that code will run based on your need, and it will get the data. It will get the data or transfer the data to the system. Same way, service bus and event grid both are there. So service bus are more towards yeah, so service bus is more towards a queue concept, where in the in the event grid it's more like a topics, and where this works like from 5 core system, like first in first out and point to point messages, where the publisher and subscriber can be the one and one, and it will, yeah, it is good for the uh, subscription based model. Same way here, event is also same, but it supports more sender and more receiver comparatively from the service bus. Yeah. So yeah, it is like what is the it, we can decide what's the purpose of this integration and how we want to use. For example, if we want, the purpose is the reactive programming, we can use the event grid. If the purpose is high value enterprise messaging, we can use the service bus. uh, when to use, yeah, React, like whenever we have like order processing and financial transaction, we can use the service bus. And for example, if we have like telemetry and distributed data streaming, we can use the event grid. Yeah. The next is the Power Platform integration, where what I mean, this is like really good and well known, the Power Automate, where it supports the low code orchestration platform. It has pre-built connector, where we can, it supports both all kind of CRUD operation, and whatever the connector it has, it can support that system as well. If it doesn't have the connector for the system, we can create a custom connector based on the REST APIs from the other system, which enables a citizen developers to integrate the proper like proprietary system and legacy application, and or a specialized SaaS platform without custom coding development. Only what we need is the API from the other system and the permission to get the data or send the data to that system if you want to do both like inbound and outbound approach. For unified experience, the Power App combines all the Dataverse, like combines with the Dataverse, create the consistent front end experience. So where we can like develop the model driven application or the Canvas application and Power Pages as well, uh, utilizing the that integrated data. And also, last but not the least, Center of Excellence, which is really good in terms of governance, where we can put all the DLP policies, what kind of things which we can allow other users to do. in terms of the administrating as well as a governance perspective. So these are the core Power Platform integration tool that we can utilize within the strategy. Yeah. So let's talk about the best practices and the proven pattern, where successful integration follow some of the patterns and some of the Microsoft recommendation. And these practices ensure the maintenance, performance, and scalability. So custom code versus low code. Yeah, we need to like evaluate before we write any integration or before we design or architect any integration. What kind of system is it is like? Is it easily accessible? Uh, APIs are available, connectors are available. So we need to like do some analysis beforehand and need to choose based on that. Is it a low code solution is perfect or the custom code we need to get this integration done? Some of the low code can be done via Power Automate and Logic App, and custom code can be done with the complex plugins, uh, yeah, Azure functions, and then you can go beyond. Yeah, uh, scalability. Yeah, consider the scalability for all the solution because there has been many scenarios I have gone through in my journey where the data grows, the system slow down, then it also add a burden to the system because of how poorly it is designed. Then another thing is we might need to add multiple integration down the road. So those are the things that we need to mind. We need to keep in mind before before driving this scalability. I mean, before driving this integration, and yeah, so those are the things that we need to keep in mind. Security and compliance, that is also another best thing to keep in mind, where for example, if integration uh, doesn't supports the user, it is not like useful. User will not get the data or what they want, then the integration will fail automatically. So yeah, that is also another point. And the performance. Performance is really matters when you have a lot of data. uh, I have done integration where I have performing billions of records and system gets slowed down and many user complaints about the system. So if you don't fix that performance issue, user abandon the usage and they will not, they will move towards a different system. So yeah, just make sure whatever you do the integration, the whatever technique that you follow, it should have the good performance. The screen loading time and data availability should be really quick based on the user need. And going forward, yeah. So common pitfalls are like over customization, neglecting the data governance, missing the version control, and some shadow integration. Yeah, what I mean by over customization. So as I talked about it earlier, like just analyze the integration beforehand, what we need, what we have, and what are the requirements. So sometimes we look we look for the things that we need, and also we are really deep in the development, we don't realize what we have available in our code. And what I mean by that, sometimes Microsoft has already connector available. Some of the integration already like out of the box available, which we might not realize. So just thinking beforehand and just jogging couple of time in the mind before designing any customization or integration, it will be really helpful to avoid over customization. And scalability also keep in the mind because when we forgot about scalability, we do customization over and over. So it will be like band-aid on the system, which will make things worse. Yeah, data governance is the second one. Like we need to try maintaining the proper governance around the data, troubleshoot whenever there is an issue related to data, and also set up some alerting or monitoring system whenever there is any failure or any kind of like missed error we can catch through error handling. Then version control, I mean by that, whenever we deploy the solution, use the GitHub or any kind of version control tool that you use. That will be really helpful whenever there has been issue down the road. When you go through the multiple deployments, then you realize that some this version control is the best thing that you have in your pocket, because I have saved many time my team members, whatever their mistake they have done, it is really easy for undoing that. So yeah, this is one of the best thing that to have. And the side integrations means the excessive API calls that has been done. So sometimes whenever we write, this is just one example, whenever we write uh, workflow or Power Automate or Logic app, sometime it run on the loop, and it will like infinite, it will go to the infinite loop. That is one of the example. So those, and it will reach the API limit and it will stop automatically all the integration. So just keep in mind all those techniques and the limitations, and design based on that, which will not increase the cost of the user as well as the customer. Yep. And then I will move forward with the governance, security, and authentication, where the data protection, observability, authorization, and authentication will come in the picture. So authentication generally use the Azure Active Directory or OAuth, and then for authorization use the role-based access approach, and also follow the your organization policy, because sometimes we need to do the cross availability of the data for the different team. So based on that, you need to create certain customization, custom roles and everything. But yeah, so just follow these role-based access control, uh, which I think Dynamics already provide out of the box, and you can create a multiple custom like access based on their out of the box uh, tool. The data protection is needed whenever we want to use, for example, if we want to use multiple keys or anything credential, use the Azure SAS or Azure Key Vault, and use the manage encryption keys. That is best. And yeah, you can use this. For example, when you are running the flow with the personal account versus the main key from the keyword, that is the difference between that is whenever there is a problem or password expiration, we need to go ahead and re-authenticate. Here will not have that issue. That is just one example. That can be any number of example come in the picture. And just use a good monitoring strategy for all those, this performance metrics, error rates, security events. A lot of things are involved. So just maintain a good dashboard or reporting that you can go through, monthly or weekly, bi-weekly, quickly with your team to review all these failures or any kind of loose ends that we can find, and just evolve from there. And yeah, so the key takeaways I would say is integration by design. The integration with the architecture is just a strategic decision, not like the plan integration pattern during the solution design, and consider the data ownership, latency requirement, and the future scalability need. The native first approach is always the good, as I explained earlier. You don't need to just start building custom things. You just need to first try to review what you have in your pocket, in your code, and then based on that start building it. Sometimes things are really easy to work with when you realize yeah uh, yeah. And then operational excellence and reusable pattern, those are the key takeaways as well. Where the operational excellence I meant by that is again, it's a monitoring technique that you want to use going forward, and it will help you not now but in long term as well. You can also uh, get the performance analysis for so many years or so many projects, and then also show to your leadership team. Then at the end, the reusable patterns is also like uh, build build an problem. The solution of the problem is that you can mimic for other things as well. So for example, what I mean by that, if you have written a small code, just use it like build, like write in a way that you can repurpose that code for the uh, different issue, but the similar kind. So yeah, that is what I meant by the reusable patterns. Uh, and also your team can follow this as well. Yeah, so that is end of my presentation.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Milan, for your wonderful session. Milan, I will just take 2 more minutes from you
Sure.
because you have recently attended Power Platform class conference, right? Can you just share your experience? Like, why should we attend in person and your experience in the conference?
Yeah, so experience was really commendable and really vast experience. There was 8,000 people attending
Mm-hmm.
the conference. You get a lot of networking opportunity. You can
Okay.
learn, you can learn and meet the people where you get inspired, or you can learn get learned from the past,
Mm-hmm.
or with the YouTube or whatever. I have met so many people. Like I have met Reza Dorani. I have met
Okay.
I have met Reza Dorani, Daniel Christian. I have met Sean Atkinson. I have met Keith. I also get to meet Donna Sarkar, Chris Huntingford.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things are there. Also, they will share new things and key takeaways in during the conference. Sometimes all the
Mm-hmm.
session you will not be able to cover, but if you have a team and you can tag team multiple sessions and
Mm-hmm.
prepare forward for that, because Microsoft is constantly, giving the solutions, and we will not able to catch those things. But
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
here we have the opportunity to catch. The second and the last thing I will say is the vibe, because
Okay.
it's a community, right? So everybody will really, it will be really like excited moment for the community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Great, great, great. Thank you so much, Milan, and thank you for the spending your time. I think it's late. It's a night for you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Any
Thank you.
questions? I think I okay. I didn't get any questions in the chat as well.
Okay.
We will get back to you if you need a demo like session
Sure.
for this governance and security.
Yep. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Take
Yeah.
care. Yeah, bye.
Okay.
Have a great
Bye.
day. I think someone is typing. Yeah, thank you. Thank you only. Yeah, just take saying thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.